We've watched about 100 people do this, and it's really fascinating because the consistent thing is that nobody expects it to be as immersive as it actually is. They don't expect to be able to just forget where they are. And as we've shared the full research with lots of partners and agencies over the past couple of months, one theme or one question has come up consistently, so I wanted to address it today because my guess is that a couple of you might be asking that, which is why is this any different than 3D TV? And 3D TV was a big thing about, let's say, 5 or 6 years ago, at least at CES, if you listen to the manufacturers, so why isn't this like that? Well, nobody uses 3D TV. And I think there are fundamentally 3 reasons. The first is, number one is it's not the same intensity of reaction from consumers. I've never seen consumer respond to 3D TV like they have in the past 2 months to this VR thing that we've done. Don't. Is it interesting? Sure. Is it something they would want? Maybe. But it's not something that really captures their imagination and they have that kind of really emotional reaction to. The second reason is that the 3D TV tried to change a heavily entrenched behavior, which is, where do people watch TV? And I don't mean mobile distributed video and stuff like that, I just mean TV. They watch it on their couch. Well, you have to wear those goggles when you're watching 3D TV. For decades, nobody wore those goggles when they were watching 3D TV or regular TV. So that represents a not insignificant change. But here's the other point. 5 years ago, everybody had a smartphone. And what do you do when you're watching TV? In the evening, you're also on your couch watching your phone or looking at your phone. So now you're having those goggles and you're trying to do that. The benefit of 3D is just not enough. But here's the real thing that we've observed with this experiment that we did, or with this observation that we did. The real difference is that 3D TV doesn't give control to the person or the viewer. And VR, especially the room scale VR systems, absolutely do. It's all about control. Here's an example. This is the movie called The Walk. Did you guys see this? Really great. It's about the wire walker who walked between the Twin Towers in New York in the 70s as they were being built. I saw this on a 100-foot IMAX screen in 3D. When you're at that level, you get super scared with scenes like this because you get immersed. And the reason is because the field of vision is so large and it's 3D that you can't help not to. That's a really different experience than if you're sitting 10 feet away from a 50-inch screen in your house. Very different. There happens to be a VR game that replicates this. It's called Richie's Plank Experience, and here's what it looks like. I don't have a video of it, but here's what's fascinating. The game is very simple. It loads, you're on the street, you turn around, there's an elevator. You go into the elevator, you press button. You press the top button, it takes you to this. There's a little crack in the elevator, so you can see that you're going up as the elevator is taking you to the top floor. Elevator door opens and it drops you off on this plank, like this piece of wood that you can see right there, and you can put stuff on the end of it like a cake. Well, 50% of everybody who goes through this experience will not step off the plank. Despite the fact that as a user, you are in wherever, the office, your room, they just will not do it because it's so scary. Now this game is fun because it has a thing where you can get an actual plank, like a piece of wood, and you can put it in the room and align it so that the actual physical board aligns with the virtual board. Not one person steps off. Because when you get to the end and you can kind of feel the end of it with your toe, it doesn't happen. Now here's what's really funny, and I wish I had a video of this one guy who came through the experience. His family or his wife or somebody had done this, and he said, I don't get it. You know you're in the room, and you know this is a game, and it doesn't even look that real. It's kind of cartoony, so I don't understand why anybody would not step off. And I said, all right, well, we'll see. I'm interested to see if you'll do it. He couldn't even get out of the elevator because he was so scared. Why does it hack your brain that way? Well, the learning for us is that immersion is what leads, or I should say immersion equals control.